Hello friends, my name is Olga. I am a mature medical student from Ukraine, and first of all I want to show you Lolita. This is my cat. She came to me because she knows that I will do a video, so she sits here and wait for her start time. And so I want to see to show you Lolita because she needs that, she needs attention. But of course, my purpose here to tell you about Italy, about my what I got from this time I was in Italy, and about possibility of union with Great Britain. I mean that Ukraine, Poland and Lithuania. That is what Boris Johnson offered these days. When we are talking about Italy, I think its position quite similar to France and Germany. These countries, they not much support Ukraine. I mean that they here people in Italy, they put on the balcony not Ukrainian flags, but flags that means peace. Like we are for peace, we should stop this war, just people there should stop shooting. And actually, if you're talking a little bit more with some Italians, especially who are more elder generation, they could say that Ukrainians also a little bit guilty. So this war, it's not good for us, for Italian, because we like Italians, we think about our country. There will be problems with some, for example, grain, with some cereals that grown in Ukraine, and so our goal to preserve economics of Italy. And actually, like, we a little bit don't care about that war, about Ukraine, about Russia. We just want to keep our life, comfortable and with the same prices. We don't want to suffer of you, something like this. Now, of course, no one tell you straight like that, because it's just my opinion, what I understood. But actually, we refugees feel something like that here, that in Italy, maybe also France, Germany, I don't know, Spain, these countries, they are a little bit far from Ukraine, and actually they have their own life, they live their life, and they not much know about Ukraine. We didn't have some, historical, cultural exchange. So here people, they believe in television, and as I understood, in Italy, the fifth column quite strong, and here Russians, they create different meetings, they produce news that try to show that Ukraine also some, not a victim, Ukraine also guilty, and Russia not that bad. And so in the minds of Italians, not all Italians of course, but especially those who watch television, maybe maybe in young generation too, but mostly elder generation, in their minds, not all this mixed, and actually they do not know what information they should believe. They didn't see it on their own eyes. They hadn't been in Ukraine, so they cannot judge properly what exactly happens there. So they just say that we are for peace, but it's a little bit like, you understand that they have their own life, and actually they think about themselves. Of course, as normal people, they against war, against murders, and they also this country helps Ukraine because it is a member of European Union, and there was like the signed documents that countries should help Ukraine on the European level, and so they help us. But in this society, people they help us, yes, they help, but in general we didn't feel, as I told you, this some spiritual the support that people care very much about that people really, care about Ukraine, about Ukrainian culture, about that Ukraine should survive, its culture should survive, its language should survive. No, it's not like that here. And these days I watched news and saw that Boris Johnson, heard and read that Boris Johnson offered Ukraine to Poland, Ukraine and Lithuania to create another union. It will be like something like European, close to European Union, but like different song, let's say like that, because like European Union. They still do not want to accept Ukraine, and even now there was opinion that it will be not that fast as Ukraine want. And Ukraine do everything to become a member of European Union, but actually we all understand that in European Union not all countries want to see Ukraine. And now when I inside in Italy, I understand why, because actually they not culturally close and historically close to Ukraine, and they live their own life, and not much know about Ukraine and want to see it, especially if it brings war and some problems, and Europeans want to have their own comfortable life. Of course it is like a trap, because they cannot have comfortable life, because for example some enterprises that produced salt for European some countries, steel like Azov Steel, like Artem Sil, like other plants that produce something for Europe, like for example Ukrainian grain for making pasta, for making pizza, it will be also lack of these products, and also Italy will feel that, so they will not have the comfortable life if even will not support any side, Ukraine or Russia, but anyways they will have problems. And actually maybe that's why they think that to better just to stop fighting and to plant that grain, so Italy could receive the grain and cereals and to produce their own pasta. So they think about pasta, maybe not about Ukrainian lives. I don't know. Of course, I cannot say about all people, in Italy or in the Western European countries, because people, they're all different, but some part of people, they have such an attitude, and I can feel that, unfortunately. And instead of this, Great Britain helps Ukraine. It was maybe one of the first countries who helped Ukraine, and maybe the support of Great Britain was the biggest, and the government, Boris Johnson, really care about Ukraine, and it is very supportive, very pleasant for Ukrainians, because everybody understand that and feel that support. And I think that because when there was the Second World War, the Great Britain was the one country who stand against Hitler army, and it was one country against Hitler with no any support first year. So they like understood what situation Ukraine now, because Ukraine also now alone against the quite powerful, aggressive country that manipulates, that create fake news. And but in Great Britain government and people, I guess they more understand the situation, because in the times of Second World War, they understood that, they remember that they also had the same situation. It was very hard. It took a lot of lives and caused a lot of very sorrow and bad things. So I'm very thankful to Great Britain, and Great Britain now want to create, as I told you, the union with Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania. those countries that are Central or more Eastern Europe, and they like not that they're part of old Europe, so they or want to be a members or they become a members, but not so far ago. Maybe it is a proper decision. I don't know, because Great Britain, you remember this Brexit. Great Britain. Is they stopped their membership in Euro Union, and maybe thanks to this, due to this event, Great Britain wasn't connected with some bureaucracy of European countries, because in Europe every member cannot act as a one. In a lot of questions, they should agree with every member of European Union, and that's why all decisions they make decisions very slowly, because they should make advice and consultations. It is long process, and not all countries they have the same point of views on different questions on politics. For example, Hungary, this country in European Union, or Serbia, but they support Russia actually, and they are like Russian friends, and they don't care about Ukraine. They not just don't care, but they more care about themselves, and they have a good attitude to Russia anyway, even now. So it is a problem, and when Great Britain made this Brexit, they become more free. They make now decision very fast. They do not need to have consultation and agreements from other countries with different opinion. So they're like more free, more powerful, more effective, I think. I think it's very good event. Now I understand that Brexit was very good event for Ukraine, and of course Great Britain alone, this country want to have some friendly countries or some unions, but not with European countries, because they, as I told you, they have a lot of bureaucracy. They didn't get any agreement fastly, and so I think that this union with Great Britain for Ukraine will be not that bad, and maybe it is it will help Ukraine in future. We don't know what the opinion about such a possibility in Polish or in Lithuanian government, but actually far time ago, Poland and Lithuania, this country was with Ukraine was one country, so we quite close to each other, and this kind of union could be some kind of useful, but of course it depends on what kind of condition, what kind of relationships this country will have. But actually it is good possibility in my opinion, and if you have some other opinion, or you have to add something to this thing I told you, please write me in a comment, and also if you will subscribe, I will be very happy about that, because it's like support for free. You don't have to do anything, but if you subscribe, it will be helpful and pleasant for me. You will show me the support, but of course it's not necessary if you don't want to. Okay, I will not be offended. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.